Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. The focus of today's video isn't running, but I felt like I had to take the camera with me to prove that I have run today. So I'll put the stats on screen somewhere now. I think it's going to be 5 miles or so, absolutely classic. However, I have routes from different hills, so not the normal route. Anyway, that's that done and dusted. Let's cut to probably quite a stressful situation with me and Liz trying to get us set up on aero bars. This could be the beginning of something beautiful. See you there. Good evening, I'm not in the garage. Now, if I'm going to transition to being some sort of lifestyle vlogger, then I need to show you absolutely everything I eat, right? Anyway, so before I get to that, you're all a million miles away with guessing what bike I've bought, so keep them coming, but I've not had anybody anywhere near close yet, other than those people who I've told, who've then commented what the bike is, and I quickly deleted the comments. Other than those, so before I get on to tea, I think I'm being watched, or this property's being watched. Now, those that are regular will know that Liz and I are partial to a Domino's pizza. I've had a Papa John's flyer through the door this week, so obviously sort of some competition. Maybe they want to be a channel partner, who knows. Vegan specific sides and pizzas, and oh, it looks so good. Liz actually texted me earlier saying, shall we have Papa John's tonight? And I resisted because we're trying to cut down how many takeaways we're having, both to save some money and to save some fat. Anyway, it's 5 to 6. Liz is due in about 15 minutes, so I've got the oven on warming up. I'm going to cook some tea. I'll talk you through what it is. Liz gives me the beginner meals to cook. I don't get the difficult ones. So we have it's fish and chips basically. So I've got some mushy peas, some hash browns. I'm not quite sure I'm doing those. I might just stick a couple on my plate because I like them. Oven chips. And then Liz has got battered cod fillets, and I've got some Plant Pioneers battered fishers fillets. These are actually all right. They taste like just like a big chicken nugget, if I'm honest. So yeah, a lot of people always ask, people that know I'm a vegan say, is Liz the same? And if not, what does she eat? So Liz is a pescatarian, which basically means that she doesn't eat meat other than fish. She also has very, very little dairy, so she'll always have soy milk, and she'll sometimes have a normal latte, like, you know, these like ready-made things that have got dairy in them, but she won't very often. She has normal cheese, but other than that she doesn't really eat much at all. So that's her decision. Like, I've made my decision with diet, she makes hers. That's absolutely fine. She's an adult, so she can make her own mind up. So I'm certainly not one of those people that pressures her into eating a specific diet. She can quite literally do what she wants. So yeah, let's get this rustled up, and then we'll get Liz in the garage and into her TT position. Okay, Elizabeth, should we get you fit on this bike then?
Yep, let's do this.
Okay, so for the grand total of £19.08, I purchased some, which is still only £19.08, purchased some clip-on TT bars to put on the kicker bike so Liz can try and get used to a TT bike position. Okay, we're just waiting for Liz to clip in. Are we there?
No.
Okay, so Elizabeth has never ridden a TT bike, has never ridden in TT position, so starting off, we thought the best place to do it is indoors. You're a lot less likely to crash into a ditch or traffic, aren't you? And all I've done basically is put them on the bike, and we're going to go from there. Now, disclaimer, it might surprise you to discover that I'm not a bike fitter, so please don't come at me saying, oh, you don't know what you're doing. You're right, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't worry, you'll be all right. Basically, we've started off really wide, you know, probably a position that she won't end up in, but just to try and get used to it.
We've not done everything.
Yeah, so Liz, what is number one priority about TT position?
Comfort.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to say speed, and I was going to say no, it's comfort. You're right, it's comfort. So, it's all well and good being aero, being fast, but if you can't hold that position for the entirety or the vast majority of the event you're doing, what's the point? Anyway, go on then, let's see what that looks like. This, I've literally just put them on. Okay, so just pedal slowly while you're doing it. So what we've got to bear in mind is that the rest of the bike is set up in road position, so it isn't set up for time trialing. We're going to have to make a decision as to whether it's going to be a road bike with clip-on bars or whether she's going to go to full-on TT position indoors. I've gone full-on TT position, but I'm not sure if that's for Liz or not. So, how do you feel?
One hand's up here and one hand's down here.
No, don't pull it.
I didn't pull it.
You've just seen you yank on it.
I didn't know it was going to move.
It just when you yank it, I can't
odd.
Yeah, okay, so...
This one's angled outwards and higher up, and this one's angled further and lower down.
Okay, so... Liz! Okay, so we've established number one priority is comfort. I would also say equal number one priority is confidence. So if you feel unstable or uncomfy, you won't feel confident staying down the bars. You go around corners, you'll be sitting up and stuff. So you need to be...
I'll probably do that anyway.
Maybe, but you need to be comfortable and confident. So try that now. So for those that are watching, obviously I'm not talking to anybody who isn't watching because you won't be here. I've put these on the widest possible setting. Let's move the pads in ever so slightly. Let's just get a bit of hot stuff in here now.
Without me.
Right, so what do you think to that? How does it feel initially? So you've not even ridden in TT position before, have you? What are you thinking?
This one's still higher up. This one's now higher up than this one.
Okay, well I can change that. But I mean, I'm more on about the general position.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know what it's meant to be like.
Okay.
It feels alright, but it's not overly aero, is it?
I would not worry about aerodynamics at all at this point. No, I don't mean that as in like any disrespect to you. I just mean number one priority is comfort and confidence. You've got weeks and weeks to work on making this more aero.
Well, I'd say this will be a starting position for the
Okay.
fact that it's wider and you might come narrow as you progress.
Do you feel quite low? I think you look quite low
Yeah.
at the front.
Yeah, my stomach's smacking against my legs.
No, okay, well I think you're perhaps a little bit too low.
Okay.
So I think we should perhaps come up a little bit. Let's do that.
Let's do it.
The biggest difference in like producing power is how leant over you are. You're just going to be used to putting power sat up, which is fine, that's what you've done. Going down, you'll notice a real difference. So if we can just ease you into that, it will make it a lot less of a big change. So just go down there now, see how that feels. So I think now, just pedal a few things.
I feel comfortable.
Does that feel a bit better?
Yeah.
How do you feel width-wise? Like how narrow do you think you feel?
I don't think I feel particularly too narrow at all. This feels quite comfortable.
Okay.
And I don't want my chest too closed because you have to get used to breathing, don't you?
Yeah, I know, yeah, okay. So how about, what are you saying about your right hand's higher?
Just a little bit if you look in the mirror.
Yeah, so what you want to try and do is be leaning, how I understand it, your weight leaning down through your bone rather than, if you're stretched out too far, like pull your arm forward. If you're stretched out too far like that, it's all in your tricep.
Yeah.
If the other way, then it's like on your bicep. If you're using your skeleton rather than muscles, it's a lot comfier.
Yeah.
And that looks like you're doing that.
This feels quite comfy, sorry.
Yeah, okay. I'd say you're fairly low, like low enough at the front, but what you'll find now is you might want to think about different saddles because your whole position's changed.
Yeah.
Do you think you want to go a bit higher at the front?
I don't know.
I'll go a little bit higher. Let's go a little bit higher. Just because you can come down to that, but what we don't need to do is go too low today, and then you really struggle riding your bike for the next couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and then you get another TT position.
Well, I'll have to get used to different muscles and things, won't I?
What do you think about the front end position, not your front end? Like, do you think you could come much narrower or not? Just put your elbows in narrower, like that. Hang on. A little bit, so your hands underneath it. Put your elbows on my hands. Don't put all your weight on. Like, does that feel much less comfy?
That feels like it's squishing my chair.
Okay, so,
Wow.
alright, so...
I struggle to breathe as it is. What?
Drama queen! How's that feel?
Yeah, good.
Good. Do you feel like you're still able to pedal relatively freely?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Well, I'd say you're in a good sort of upper body position. So I'd work on this for a couple of weeks, and if anything, we'll look to bring your elbows in a little bit in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And your elbows and hands, because it might be that try keeping your elbows in the same place and put your hands together. Not like just like that. Yeah. Does that feel like it might be more comfortable?
Yeah, that's more comfortable than bringing my elbows.
So you're keeping your elbows apart, so your chest isn't constricted. But that's a big aero game. Just bring your hands together.
Yeah.
So what we could do is turn these poles in so they sit inward.
Yeah.
So as you've seen, we spent a little bit of time faffing. We haven't really spent more time trying to fit the bars in the first place than we have actually fit in Melissa's position. So she is, in my opinion, let me know down below what you think. Don't be horrible to her, please. I think she's relatively like low enough to be like a competent time trial rider. She's certainly a lot lower than I was the first time I rode a TT bike. If anything, I think you're very wide at the front end. However, this is your first time you've ridden in this position, so I don't want to scare you over the next week or so, make it really unpleasant and you hate it. You've got months to ease yourself in, and as we just discussed, you've tried putting your hands together, haven't you? So put your hands together, that sort of transforms a position. If you were to come in and a couple of centimetres each side, that would make it a lot more aero. But the number one priority is for you to be comfortable and confident in the position so you can ride it on the road, isn't it?
Yes.
Excellent. What time trial are you targeting then?
I'm not giving away that.
So the things I was thinking about when administering this fit is basically not going too low so that she's not closing the hip angle up too much, especially if you're going to be doing duathlons / triathlons. you don't want to be like doing yourself in for your run. If anything, now I'm looking at this on the camera, I think she's a little bit too low. But anyway, we'll fiddle with it. And then at the front, it is a big change going narrow, isn't it? It does alter your breathing quite a lot. So I think it's right to go wide initially, and we'll work on it over the next couple of weeks.
I can feel it on my shoulder blades.
Yeah.
Is that a bad thing? Or?
No, you will do. I think your body's not used to it at all. But you just need to spend time in it and just test it. If anybody's got any good aero drills for Liz, please do let us know. I was going to suggest something like, in a session, doing 5 minutes in TT position and 5 minutes out. That might even be too much for the first few, you know, just doing a few minutes at a time and building it up.
Yeah.
God, you get that stare, don't you? Okay, well, thank you for being tested with me, Liz. I've really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Shall we go and watch TV now?
TV in bed with a cup of tea.
Yes! What an absolute wild Friday night. So yeah, I'm hoping that you know, you enjoyed this. I think it's key to remember that nobody was an expert at the start. So when you see people with positions, no offence Liz, but like that, don't take the Michael. They're probably still learning. They're probably still getting to grips with it. It might be new to them. It happens. You're not all Tony Martin or whoever straight away. So looking forward to seeing this develop over the next few months, along with your bike fitness. It's a whole new world, isn't it?
Yes.
So that, in a nutshell, or not in a nutshell if this video is quite long, is it for today's video. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do click the subscribe button down below, because over the next few months we're going to be documenting Liz's journey to time trial success, my journey to time trial and triathlon mediocrity. So we'll see you tomorrow at 4 PM. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
See you later.